Hi, this is Vignesh, and I've been associated with a global bank, and I work in the asset management field, and I'm a banking professional. My daughter, who is Yashika Vignesh, has been studying in EuroKids for the past 3 years, and so far it's been a great experience with EuroKids. Yashika studies in EuroKids, Koramangala, and she is in the Euro Senior. Education back in the time when we studied in school, it was very different from the way it is right now. The world is ever evolving, and you can see how the technology changed over time. Like if you talk about our generation, which is late 80s or maybe early 90s, where you have seen how a mobile phone evolved, right? And it was a great evolution over time, and I think down the lane in the next 10 years, if you look at the world, it's going to be a different thing altogether, right? So we need to ensure that our kids are competent enough to be there 10, 12 years down the lane, and be adaptable to how the situation is going to be. Looking forward to that, I think, setting the right base for the kids is very important at this point in time. It's essential that, the holistic development of a kid is very, very important, and choosing the right school is equally important, because when you put them in a K2 school or K-12 school, if you look at the volume of kids, it's going to be like a huge number of kids in each class, and the personal connect that the faculty would have with the kid, you wouldn't expect too much. So in comparison to that, if you look at a school like EuroKids, where each kid is given a personal connect, and it's a very child-centric educational system, that I would say. And the experience with my daughter here has been great. Why? Because with no second thought, we chose EuroKids, because we have had good experience with our friends' kids, and also kids from our own family who were here with EuroKids back in time. And even EuroKids has evolved according to how the education system and the world is ever changing, right? So it is adapting to the current situation, and being able to deliver what the kid needs is why we could just feel we could get the kid seamlessly enrolled in EuroKids. I think with EuroKids, it's a very evident thing that kids learn by experience. So every concept they learn, there is an activity which helps them to understand things better, connect better, and you could eventually see the output even without you involving in their education too much at home. So my daughter especially, right, nowadays she starts reading words just by looking at whatever is written on the billboards and things like that. So which we never sat with her to get her read things. So that evolution of learning has been pretty consistent over time, and my daughter especially was born right before COVID, and how the phase was during COVID. Absolutely no social life. Before we could step into EuroKids, my daughter was very she was not an outgoing kid. She would not interact with other people. She would feel shy and things like that. But once she was here, there has never been a day where she did not want to come to school. That is because the personal connect that each one of the faculty or the helpers have here, and the kids who she studies with, she enjoys coming to school, which is more important. And she is very, very independent with things. May it be her schoolwork or maybe whatever she learns here, she would come and teach us at home, which is a very nice thing. That development was pretty much evidently seen over the past 3 years. Before enrolling Yashika to EuroKids, we naturally found that she's more good at solving puzzles and remembering things, colors, and different animals and a lot of other things. Putting her in a mainstream school where a lot of importance would not be given, is one of the reasons why we made a choice to bring her to EuroKids, where I think there is a lot of conscious development that happens, and it is pretty consistently done from the teachers here. So it has consistently improved academically, where her skills with maths and languages, she's learned multiple languages now. I mean, earlier we speak Tamil at home, but now she communicates to people very well in English, especially with her peers. There are many other kids where earlier there was a language bias, but now they have a common language to speak, which is nice to see. I mean, this happened very quickly. She was able to adapt and learn the languages, and now she recently started learning Hindi as well, and I have conversations with her in Hindi, which is like which is good. I think there is a lot of importance given to academics. At the same time, a lot of other activities happen at school, which teach academics along with what they do, as part of their activity. So there has been a consistent development, and right now to what she was before, in 3 years, I never thought she would improve so much in many different aspects. And during the last sports meet, she was one of them who was holding the mic and talking to a bigger audience. And that is the first time I saw so much of confidence in her, addressing a big crowd in the stadium right here opposite to the school. So that was a proud moment, and I think after that was one other instance where she participated in EuroKids annual day function. And here at EuroKids, every kid is given an opportunity to hit the stage and perform. And that is when we got to know that she is more interested in dance. I mean, her mom is a good dancer, so it's in her DNA, which I figured out on the stage that day, that okay, she did an excellent job. And post which we even started giving her some additional dance classes outside of EuroKids, and she's doing really great. But I think we understood what she can excel at while she was in the EuroKids and participating in various activities. We had a science expo organized by EuroKids, where each and every kid had a material, and like people would walk in and are explaining what the concept is all about. And I mean, I cannot think that back in the day when we were in school, we were given such an opportunity to speak and explain things what they're learning day in and day out at that young age. I don't remember when I actually addressed a big crowd. I mean, that learning curve is different, and what we have right now is very different. And this is going to be ever changing, ever evolving, and with the pace that world is evolving, I think our kids needs to have the right kind of development and skill set to not just thrive in schooling, but thereafter. The career matters. Again, back in the day, everybody wanted their kids to become a doctor or an engineer or a financial person. But right now, that's not the thing, right? I mean, with AI coming into picture and many other niche skill sets that each of our kids needs to adapt and learn so that they can thrive in their careers as well. So now if you look at how the world is going, like there are a lot of doctors, a lot of engineers without jobs, right? And we cannot afford to have our kids be in the same situation. I think the right foundation is very important to ensure that they are competent enough to face the next the big schools, get into the mainstream schools, because there the learning is going to be completely different. I think here they set the right stage, prepare them to face what's going to come up in life next. I mean, my daughter gave the entrance exam to one of the mainstream schools yesterday, and within a few minutes, we got to know that she's been selected, which is a good thing. I mean, right now I think a lot of parents have the thought that okay, if you put them into the mainstream schools at a very early stage, maybe get them enrolled in kindergarten, they would gradually go into the first standard and then just continue with the mainstream school, and assuming that okay, it might be difficult to get an admission, after UKG or senior class, right, into the mainstream school. But that's not the case. There are many options available, and I think holistically, kids who are coming from schools like EuroKids, where a lot of importance is given to their personal development, would be more competent and more better than the kids who are in the mainstream school, because there is a lot of personal attention given, there is a lot of space for them to explore and learn and make mistakes, especially, right? That's more important. So you just can't, it shouldn't be a one-way system where you just preach what education is all about, right? And it's more important for them to explore, make mistakes, learn out of it, and that's the best teacher, I would say, learn by experience. That's what matters. Firstly, for people who are staying around Koramangala, okay, EuroKids Koramangala is pretty much accessible, and I think that was one of the primary reasons for us to consider EuroKids, because it was pretty accessible. And I would say, parents who are wanting to put their kids to kindergarten or LKG, UKG, I would say start here. Why? Because you would see gradually how the skills of the kids will develop, and consistency is the key to anything in life, right? You keep doing consistently, over the time you see results. That's pretty much important. And I mean, people would think, okay, I have a small kindergarten right next to my house, maybe like 2 minutes walkable distance, I would rather put them there. How does it matter? I'm just going to put them there for maybe a couple of hours in a day, right? But here, when you take that effort to bring them, maybe it's a 5-minute or 10 minutes drive to EuroKids Koramangala, right? I would say it's okay to do that, considering the value EuroKids bring in to table, coming to your kids' growth and kids. See, the kids' mind is like, the brains are very active during the 3 to 6 years. The grasping capacity is a lot more. They will learn things faster than you can even imagine, right? So that is the right time you give the right kind of education and the right kind of delivery. It's more important. I think EuroKids does it at the best, and not just saying it for the sake of having this conversation, but it's a very genuine opinion that we have seen it happen in our kid. So I'm sure every parent who's making the decision to bring their kid to EuroKids will feel the same after 3 years, once they graduate out of Euro Senior.